Welcome everyone to our Week 6 edition of the Fifth Down.
We have got plenty of big rivalry games to get to tonight, and we are going to start things off in Alpena with their homecoming matchup against Sheboygan. We'll pick this one up at the end of the first half with Alpena up 20-6. That's the homecoming court being honored at halftime, but at the sound of the horn, the Wildcats got right back to work. Alpena setting to receive, and Ben Manning will put the Wildcats in a good spot to start the third quarter. He finds a hole and brings the ball all the way to the Chiefs' 30-yard line. Good field possession there for Alpena. A few snaps later, Jordan Ferguson will take the ball up the left-hand side for the touchdown. Evan Letourneau's kick is good, and Alpena takes a 27-6 lead. Alpena would get the ball back after recovering a Sheboygan fumble, and the Wildcats would take advantage. Tyler Pintar there throws it to Nick Lee, who just barely misses the goal line, but his buddy Ferguson finishes up the job, and Alpena will go on to win their homecoming game by a final score of 34-12.
The 4-1 Tawas area Braves were at home this week, taking on the undefeated Whitmore Prescott Cardinals. In the first quarter, Whitmore Prescott looking to take the lead as Michael Arndt dives into the end zone for a touchdown. Cardinals take the early 6-0 lead. A little bit later in the quarter, Whitmore Prescott driving again, but the ball is going to squirt loose, and James Tayo is there to recover it for the Braves, and that turnover is going to lead to this. A 22-yard touchdown run from Brad Hubel to give his team the 7-6 lead. He had 156 yards rushing on the night, but the Cardinals are going to be too much for the Braves tonight as Blake Liddell hooks up with Travis McDonald for a 60-yard touchdown pass. Whitmore Prescott goes on to win this game 26-16 and stays undefeated on the season.
Over to Hillman for an M32 matchup with the Tigers taking on the Atlanta Huskies. This game not starting out just how Hillman had planned. The Huskies marching down the field, and Seth Teets is going to head to the air here. He finds Jay Webster in the end zone here for the touchdown, and Atlanta will take the early lead. Tigers will look to respond with a touchdown of their own, but Webster is going to pick off Ty Jones, and the Huskies get the ball back. But Atlanta was unable to do anything with that turnover, and Hillman will take advantage. Jones here is going to find Travis Powers downfield. Powers, he's going to get the ball, run downfield, pushes out the stiff arm, and gets into the end zone for the touchdown. Jones and Powers will make the 2-point conversion to take an 8-6 lead. They'd go on to score 39 unanswered points and will win this one by a final score of 47-6. Hillman remains undefeated this season.
The Oscoda Owls were down in Alcona tonight, looking to rebound from their loss to Tawas, while the Tigers were also hoping to bounce back after losing 2 in a row. Alcona would be down early, but would finally get on the board in the second quarter with an 11-yard touchdown pass from Alex Stevenson to Isaac Dubuque. Tigers take the 8-6 lead. Later in the quarter, Cody Pintar puts the Owls on his back and takes this handoff for a 25-yard touchdown run. And he's going to bust his way in the end zone. They're not letting up in the second half. Pintar again with the carry. This time he outruns the entire Tigers defense for a 50-yard touchdown run. He had 138 rushing yards on the night. David Alexander was the star for Oscoda on defense, and the Owls come into Alcona and take the game by a final score of 21-16. Welcome back to the Fifth Down.
Let's head down to Mayo, where the Thunderbolts took on the Rogers City Hurons. Mayo up 14-13 at half, and the Thunderbolts will hold on to their lead until the end of the third quarter. But Jacob Malacca will put the Rogers City Hurons out in front. He takes a handoff, heads up the right-hand side, and he'll end this run with a leap into the end zone for the touchdown to give the Hurons a 19-14 lead. Mayo would fight back to take their lead back with a long drive downfield. Zach Price converts that first down with a pass to Josh Fox, but they were unable to make anything happen, going scoreless in the second half. And that's going to be Quentin Kelly with just over a minute and a half left in the game, who makes a beeline into the end zone. That's his second touchdown of the game, and the Hurons will take this one by a final score of 27-14.
Joburg taking on Onaway, 7-0 Joburg in the first quarter. Onaway back to pass. The quarterback's in trouble, and he just throws it up with a prayer. Instead, Dominic Cassisi intercepts the ball. That's bad for Onaway, but good for Joburg. That sets up Brandon Huff to Dan Neiman for a 55-yard touchdown pass. Great hookup there. The Joburg Cardinals jump out to a 14-0 lead. Last play of the first quarter, Nick May runs it all the way down to the 12-yard line. He's huffing and puffing, trying to beat out the defense, but he'd get brought down. First play of the second quarter, May takes it the rest of the way for the score. Johannesburg-Lewiston rolls 46-0.
And we're going to head back over to some North Star League scores with All Gray Sims crushing the Hale Eagles 56-6.
And in the 8-man league, Posen traveled to Enedy tonight, and they unfortunately lost 36-20.
And that's going to do it for this week's edition of The Fifth Down.
But stay tuned to WBKB News at 11. Meteorologist Adam Claiborne will be back with one last look at your weather.